Former England manager Sven-Goran Eriksson has revealed that he's been diagnosed with terminal cancer. He says he has around a year at most to live.
The 75-year-old told Swedish radio station P1 the shock news after being in a good state of health.
Well, joining us is the sports broadcaster Aidan Magee. Good afternoon to you, Aidan. Terribly sad news, this, and Sven-Goran Eriksson being very open, I think, talking about his diagnosis.
Yes, indeed, Pep. Good afternoon to you both. Yeah, he said in his interview yesterday with P1 that in Sweden that it had actually been a series of strokes that had been brought to the attention of the medics, and on further investigation they discovered there was underlying cancer, which he's since expanded upon and said that he can't be treated. He said that best case scenario, it's a year to live, and worst case scenario, it could be a lot less than that, which is typical of Sven's circumspect way of talking about things. He also said that it's probably not worth talking about. But when we look back on his England career, I mean, you can make a very good case for him being a very good England manager. You could make an equally good case for him being not so good. You can point to the World Cups and the Euros, the national tournaments, where he lost Wayne Rooney to injury in 2006. He subsequently got sent off. He lost Wayne Rooney to injury in 2004 when the team looked as if they could go all the way in Portugal. 2 penalty shootout defeats in 2004 and 2006. He lost Rio Ferdinand, of course, because he missed a drugs test back in Euro 2004. So he was quite unlucky. But then again, you might well look back at that generation and think Beckham, Scholes, Frank Lampard, Wayne Rooney, and look at them and think, well, actually, was this a wasted opportunity? They were known as the golden generation. Then there were the indiscretions as well. In 2003, he said he just went for a cup of tea with the new Chelsea owner, Roman Abramovich, when it was clear that he was trying to put himself forward as a candidate to take on the reins of that club, even though Claudio Ranieri was in situ. You can look at the affair that came out in 2002, just prior to the tournament, with Ulrika Johnson, and later, a couple of years later, with Faria Alam, who was an FA employee. And of course, I mean, I was at the News of the World around this time when the sting involving the fake sheikh, which basically said that basically revealed that had him revealing that he was open to joining other clubs if the money was right. So some would say that he kind of besmirched the role in some ways. He gave out caps too willingly. But I think you have to offer him some credit as well. He put Wayne Rooney in at the age of, I think, 16. I was at his first game at Upton Park against Australia, full 18 months before he appeared in the Euro 2004 tournament. And don't forget, he tried to do that as well with Theo Walcott a couple of years later. Everyone vilified him for putting Theo Walcott in the squad for the 2006 World Cup in Germany, but the plan was the same with Rooney. He was going to get him into the squad, get him ingratiated into the fold with a view to him performing later on. So, as I say, in his own way, quite a divisive figure.
However, when he reached perhaps peak popularity in the United Kingdom, when his name became the title of a song that hit the top 10 charts in the UK back in 2001, was when the England team managed to defeat Germany 5-1 under his leadership.
Exceptional performance, yeah. I mean, that came from nowhere, really. I mean, England had generally been improving since he took over the previous February, and by September, everything just seemed to click together. And the best thing about that, Tom, was that result was really badly needed on the night, and it resulted in England qualifying automatically for the tournament. There are other highlights as well, if you think about the struggles England have now beating top sides in knockout tournaments. Well, they did beat Argentina in the group stage in 2002 in Japan and Korea. That was David Beckham's moment of salvation, having been sent off 4 years before. So plenty to admire about his time and to consider about his time outside of the England job. We always crystallise somebody's period in English football, but he did loads of great stuff in Italy. He won 7 trophies with 4 clubs in Italy, and he never actually managed one of the big 3, Inter, AC or Juventus. He did great things in Sweden as well. He's native Sweden with Gothenburg prior to that. And then after the England period, it was a few different countries around the world. He also managed Leicester. But I'll tell you a great story, actually. When he left Manchester City, where he did quite well for a year, he made a point of buying a spa voucher for every single member of staff at Manchester City, and that would be about 250 members of staff there, and that would have set him back a few quid. He didn't have to do that. A lot of them he didn't even know, but he did it nonetheless, and particularly at that club, I know they hold him in high regard. In fact, they made a statement yesterday.
Oh, well, Aidan Magee, thank you so much for taking us through the ups and downs of the career of Sven-Goran Eriksson, and I suppose our wishes go out to his friends and family.
Absolutely.